Hello everyone, patching into today's first video. We're going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days for today's first video. Day 10 will take around the 26th of November. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, favourite to around a couple of weeks. And we'll have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That'll take us in towards the middle part of December. We're going to begin looking at catastrophic Hurricane Iota. It's virtually a Category 5 hurricane, just 2 mile an hour maximum sustained off that, as I am recording the video at 2:15 in the afternoon GMT. So we'll have a look at that first of all, and then we'll go on and have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. Signs of easy winds and colder weather by the end of November, perhaps. More in a moment. Just say, because I'm running very late, I haven't got time to show the pictures. So we would normally show you weather pictures on a Monday, but I'm very, very late, and I'm going to have to get part 2 of the 11th winter update uploaded and ready for you for 6 o'clock this evening as well. So I want this to be a little bit shorter than a normal Monday video. So what I'm going to do is show you show all of the weather pictures that I've got to share in tomorrow's 10 to 14 day. That'll be on Tuesdays, 10 to 14 hours. I'm so sorry everybody, but I'm running very, very late. Had a really busy morning, and I recorded one version of this video already, and it didn't come out very well. So I'm doing it again, and so I've had to shorten the video. So I'm very, very sorry about that. I'm going to say a big thank you to our latest channel member. So in the live stream yesterday, we picked up 2 channel members. So I'm going to give each channel member their own individual shout out in today and tomorrow's video. So first one for today is to James McLennan. Thank you so much to James McLennan for becoming a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. It's amazing and it's incredible. Thank you so much, James, for doing that. We now have 47 channel members, 3 more, and we'll get to 50 channel members for GavsWeatherVids. It's absolutely unbelievable, the support that you give to me. So thank you to each and every one of you, as well as all of our patrons and all of our PayPal donors as well, and super chatters, of course. Let's offer you our super chatters as well. So thank you so much to all of you, and big thank you to James McLennan, and our second new channel member will get their shout out in tomorrow's 10 to 14 day. Subs are continuing to go up, so we are now at 8,120. If you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, then please can you do so? And we're on the grind to 9k subs. So thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And of course, big thank you to James McLennan for becoming a GavsWeatherVids channel member. Right, so let's begin the video then. As I said, we'll show you weather pictures tomorrow in tomorrow's 10 to 14 day. Let's begin the video then. So here we go. In the Caribbean, we have got catastrophic Hurricane Iota. This is giving, look at this, giving maximum sustained winds of 155 miles per hour, with a minimum central pressure of 925 millibars, and Hurricane Iota is moving west at 10 miles per hour. Now, to become a Category 5 hurricane, we have to have maximum sustained of 157 miles per hour. So this is on the cusp. You know, this is right on the cusp of going from Category 4 to Category 5. It only needs to go another 2 mile an hour, stronger, and it will reach Category 5 hurricane status. So it's basically on the cusp of a Category 5. If it's getting maximum sustained of 155 miles per hour, then gusts will probably be going to around 190 miles per hour, possibly to 200 miles per hour. It's devastating and it's catastrophic, and you know the intensity of this thing is going to be absolutely devastating. Let's click on Iota and go here so we can see. Obviously, it's a major hurricane. It's like on the cusp of a Category 5. So current position is just there. You're going to slam onto the Gulf Coast, not onto the Gulf Coast, onto the Central American coast. As like a Category 4 hurricane at least, possibly Category 5, slamming in between Honduras and Nicaragua. So unbelievably powerful powerful and devastating with this storm. Let's have a look at the predicted wind gusts. Go just here. So the forecast for this is in 12 hours to be giving maximum sustained of 155 miles per hour. It's already at that though, so I think this could power up further. It's got a little way to go. It's got another sort of 6-12 hours in the sea before it gets to gets to the coast of Central America. So there is more time for this to power up. It's already at 155 mile per hour maximum sustained. So this could go to like 160 maximum sustained. And if it does, then that's going to get you to gusts of 200 miles per hour, and it will get to a Category 5 hurricane as well. What they're saying about this, 3 points. One, Iota is expected to continue to rapidly intensify and could possibly be a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane when it approaches the coast of Central America tonight. It is only 2 miles an hour off that. Extreme winds and a life-threatening storm surge are expected on portions of the coast of northeastern Nicaragua and eastern Honduras, where a hurricane warning is in effect. Point number 2, hurricane conditions and storm surge impacts are likely on Providencia. Today, tropical storm conditions are expected and hurricane conditions are possible on San Andreas. And point number 3, through Thursday, heavy rainfall from Iota will likely lead to life-threatening flash flooding and river flooding across portions of Central America. Flooding and mudslides in Honduras and Nicaragua could be exacerbated by Hurricane Ita's recent effects there, resulting in significant to potentially catastrophic impacts. I mean, this is absolutely devastating. It follows hot on the heels of Eta as well. So I mean, it's just absolutely dreadful what's going on there. And if anybody's watching from this part of the world, then please do stay safe. Heed the warnings of your local Met Office and government agencies, and keep yourself safe. But it's catastrophic and it's devastating, and it's going to be really, really bad there in Central America. So yes, please stay safe, everyone, and we shall find out very shortly if this is going to become a Category 5, officially a Category 5. Or not. It's certainly on the cusp of it. Just 2 miles an hour more, and this will get to a Category 5 hurricane. Wow, what a season this has been. And it still is not over either. Right, coming back home, this central temperature is currently looking. So the CET is currently standing at 9.7. That's 2.5 degrees above average, provisional to yesterday, the 15th of November. So it's been a very mild first half to November, quite clearly significantly above average temperatures during the first half of November. Could we have colder weather on the way, though? Let's have a very quick look at the 500 millibar height line flow charts from Penn State University. We've got the ECMWF on the top and the GFS down here on the bottom. So this shows we could get a change. These are the 500 millibar height line flow charts for the 7 to 10 day time frame. Day 10 will take us to 26th of November. So we see that the ECM has got above average heights sitting to our east and northeast, below average heights out to our west. Jets can come across the Atlantic like that, but the low pressure being blocked by the high pressure over Scandinavia. There is a cold trough of low pressure sinking into northeastern Europe, by the way. And so this is having a really good go at starting to pull in colder air from the east. So the ECMWF is like on the verge of building up a proper Scandinavian high and turning winds into the east. The GFS is very similar. It's a little bit more centrally located with that ridge of high pressure sitting more or less over top of the country. The low pressure in the Atlantic is deeper as well. Nevertheless, this also is quite close to starting to pull in colder air from the east as well as we go into the 7 to 10 day time frame. So let's have a look at the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're looking at Norwich today. First in line, if wind gets into the east, Norwich will be one of the first places in line to get those cold easterlies from the Urals. So at the moment, it's very mild, of course. It's going to get even milder. Red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Norwich. So the next couple of days, next 2 or 3 days, going to be very, very mild. Then the temperature, excuse me, then the temperature drops as we go into the second half of the week, get a little bit of a cold snap. Over weekend into the open of next week, quite close to average to above with the temperature. And then into the last days of November and the first days of December, we possibly see signs of a cooling trend then. So this green line, that's the operational run, I'll show you in a moment, operational 6 then, that actually starts to get really quite cold in the closing days of November and the opening days, beginning of December. It is one of the coldest options, but it is not an outlier, so it's not without some support. So I won't call this a cold outlier. Again, I will show you the GFS 6N in a moment. It's not a cold outlier, but it is at the colder end of the ensembles, if you see what I mean. So it's got some support. There are other ensemble members that are doing what the operational run is doing, and we do see a little bit of a cooling trend as well, actually, within the GFS ensembles as we move into the beginning of December. Precipitation-wise, for Norwich, quite a bit of dry weather coming up over the next few days. A little bit more unsettled later this week into weekend and the early part of next week. So there are precipitation spikes there, but really for November, that is not a particularly wet ensemble graph, to be honest. So probably a little bit on the drier side. For the time of the year, bear in mind November is typically quite a wet month. Temperature anomalies from the 16th to 24th of November are going to be milder than average, not just the UK, but through most parts of Europe as well. So another mild week coming up. Precipitation, and that includes a little bit of a cold snap, by the way, on Thursday and into Friday. Precipitation anomalies from the 16th to 24th of November, they're drier than average, really. So yeah, it's quite a dry and mild week to come. And this is the latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net, showing that the reason that it is mild is that we're bringing in these west-southwesterly winds with low pressure out to our west and to our northwest. That's going to continue for the next day or so. Let's pull this around and have a look at Iota, shall we? So we can pull this across the Atlantic and into the Caribbean. And there it is. So there is catastrophic Hurricane Iota, near Category 5. So let's zoom in, and this is what a almost Category 5 hurricane looks like. So on the wind flow map from earthnullschool.net, look at that, an absolute beast of a hurricane, and it could still power at 30. You can see that it is still off the coast. So that is like the coast of Central America. It's still out at sea, therefore it can still pick up even more energy, and yeah, so this could easily go that extra 2 mile an hour more to become a Category 5. But even if it doesn't, obviously it is absolutely catastrophic with maximum sustained winds of 155 miles per hour and gusts probably to 190 miles per hour. Can you just imagine it? It's hard to imagine it, isn't it, how devastating that could be. The amount of energy that these things can take in and then give out is just unbelievable. The force of nature is absolutely amazing and unbelievable. Right, so this is how the latest UK Met Office model is looking for Thursday, model run, looking for Thursday. We're going to bring a cold front across the country Wednesday to Thursday. That'll have a band of rain with it, and as that clears, the air will turn colder. So we do get a little bit of a cold snap from Thursday to Friday into this little transient ridge. Could be some snow showers across northern parts of Scotland on Thursday. The main thing will be the drop in temperature, and you will really feel that at the end of the week, and probably quite a hard overnight frost on Thursday night to Friday morning. So one day wonder though, because by Saturday we're back into those mild west-southwesterly winds again, and that's how we look as we go up to Sunday. Flat and westerly, generally quite mild. That's as far as we go with the UK Met. This is how the GFS 6 says. Well, now, no, this is going to get cold, so I'm going to show you how that happens right now. So, of course, we've got the cold front coming south was Wednesday to Thursday. That'll bring a band of rain, and we will have a cold snap behind that. And this ridge of high pressure, yes, there's definitely a chance of some overnight frost from Thursday to Friday. High pressure then slips southwards, the wind turns back into the west, and it starts to come milder once more. So reasonably mild over weekend. Will be rain, particularly for more northern parts of the country. And then this is how the GFS 6 said goes cold. So from Monday, we start to get an area of high pressure building over and to the east of the country. Look where that high pressure goes from Tuesday next week, 24th of November, pushes northwards to Scandinavia. Up to day 10, we start to generate a proper Scandinavian high at 1,030 millibars or thereabouts. We've got a cold pool of air sitting to the southern side of that Scandinavian high as well, across western Russia and northeastern parts of Europe. Winds are already in from the east, so already quite cold, quite chilly, but it actually gets even colder than that as we go further on. Our air temperatures at day 10 look pretty chilly, you know, -5 Celsius isotherm is in there across eastern parts of the country. But as we go further on to extending range, the GFS 6 says starts to pull in a real easterly wind. Look at this, a proper easterly coming in via that Scandinavian high. We've got low pressure down to our south around the Bay of Biscay as well. So this could, I mean, it's extending range stuff. It's like 324 hours away. Sunday 29th of November. But if it came off, that could bring snow to lowland southern England. You know, with those easterly winds and the low pressure pushing up from France. It's not out of question, and that's a scenario that could bring snow to the south of the country. Other air temperatures are colder to be supporting snow, with -5 Celsius isotherm through the country, and it will feel pretty bitter, that easterly. That's a proper cold easterly wind that we've got there. As far as we go with the GFS 6Z is to Wednesday the 2nd of December. We're still in cold at this point. The Scandinavian high is entrenched over Scandinavia. Low pressures to our south, winds remain from the east, and the upper air temperatures continue to look cold. And again, the low pressure to the south probably providing energy and precipitation to produce snow across the southern parts of the country if that came off. It may not do, but if it did, that would be enough to start bringing us some snowfalls. Okay, let's have a look at the precipitation type forecast based on that GFS run from the Weather Outlook.com. So here we go then. Initially, we're just going to see rain, of course, because we're in a very mild air mass at the moment. So we have rain coming and going, particularly for northern parts of the country. A little bit of snow there for northern Scotland on Thursday. That's our little cold snap, but it's over before it's begun, really. And you know, it's back to mild weather, really, as we go into Friday and on into the weekend as well. So we run through into next week, and of course, again, initially it's reasonably mild over weekend into next week, and then the high pressure starts to take over, so things begin to go a great deal drier, with rain primarily being kept at bay to our west. Now we're moving up to day 10, and this is when the Scandinavian high begins to take over. So you notice dry, basically, up to day 10. So let's see. So we've got to pull this out a little bit, or else we're not going to be able to do this, are we? So let's see what happens then. Actually, can we? So we go into the extended range, and we'll start to see sort of wind chill weather begin to move in from the east, I would have thought, on those easterly winds. Let's see if anything comes in. So we've got low pressure developing down to our south. That's bringing the risk of some rain into the very, very far southwest of the country. And eventually we start to push some of that precipitation northwards. And so, yeah, we're like up to the end of November, and we're seeing snow begin to appear then, either via easterly winds bringing in snow showers, or from that low pressure city to our south bringing outbreaks of rain which turn to snow as they bump into the cold air. And that goes on into the start of December as well. So yeah, that easterly is cold enough for snow, you know, at the end of November and into the beginning of December. It may not come off, may not come to anything, but that's what the 6 said is showing today, chance of snow by the end of November with bitterly cold easterly winds. This is how the GEM is looking. So again, we've got this cold front coming across the country from Wednesday to Thursday, but it turns drier and frostier at the end of the week, but we're back into mild westerlies by the weekend, and then into next week, just keep low pressure coming off the Atlantic. No Scandinavian high at day 10 with the GEM, just has low pressure to our west, brings strong winds and outbreaks of rain. ECMWF is looking like this. We know this is going to build up high pressure to our east and northeast as well. Let's see how it does it. So, again, we have that little cold snap. Let's go back. Have that little cold snap on Thursday. Frosty start to Friday, then we're back into mild westerlies for the weekend. Next week, starting to build up this ridge from the south, and the ridge begins to push northwards as we head up towards day 10. So here we go. By day 10, the ECMWF is also developing a Scandinavian high and a ridge going all the way back to Svalbard, and a big cold pool sitting on the southern side of the high pressure. So there's plenty of cold air there. If the wind goes into the east, there is cold air available to push in that direction. So the upper air temperatures look by day 10. So much of northern, east and northeast Europe being plunged into winter, and the cold air is lurking to the northeast. So if we could run on another 24, 48 hours, which we can't, but if we could, it's possible we would see a bitterly cold easterly wind starting to move in by the end of November with the ECMWF as well. Very, very interesting model output today. This is rainfall forecast based on that ECM run. So again, we see lots of rain coming and going, particularly to the north and west over the next few days. There's a little cold snap for Thursday, turning showers wintry, even to low levels across the northern parts of Scotland. It's a one-day wonder. By the time we go through to Friday and Saturday, we're back into those mild west-southwesterlies once again. Next week, we've got rain still flirting with the north and west in particular. That band actually pushes across the whole country through the early part of next week. But we are gradually turning things dry as the high pressure builds up over Scandinavia. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. It gets us to the 26th of November. We have 28 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure over to the west of the country and bringing in a westerly wind, unsettled and Atlantic driven. And then 23 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure over Scandinavia. Low pressure is out to our west. And this one is trying to feed in like an easterly. That is trying to bring an easterly wind in across the country by day 10. It includes the control and the operational run as well. So yeah, the hints are there. But around day 10 or thereabouts, we might start to have to look east. However, the majority option is actually westerly. Let's not forget that. This is the majority option just here at day 10, and that is westerly and Atlantic driven. In 2 weeks' time, it continues. So this is like the first. This is for the 1st of December. Again, 28 members of the ECM ensembles are westerly with low pressure to the north of Scotland, feeding in westerly winds, albeit with a mid-Atlantic ridge though. So that could be starting to force cold air from the north into that trough of low pressure. And then 23, these just here, are basically going in the same direction as the GFS6Z, building up high pressure over Scandinavia and pulling in a bitterly cold easterly wind perhaps by the 1st day of December and the 1st day of mid-tropical winter 2020-21. Lastly, CFSB2, these are 500 millibare heights, bring down to week periods. The first week period takes from the 16th to 22nd of November. The coming week will have high pressure to our south, so it's going to be quite a lot of dry weather, and of course, it's going to be pretty mild as well. Week 2 is the 23rd to 29th of November, high pressure right in over top of the country then. So mainly dry. As high pressure builds up across the country, it could be turning colder from frost and fog. Week 3 looks cold. This is going to be the 30th of November, the 6th of December. The high pressure goes out towards Greenland. Retrogression of the high pressure. And you know I love a bit of retrogression or retrogression. Low pressure sinking in across northern and northeast Europe would turn wind into the north. So the CFS is not bringing in easterly winds through the first week of December, but it is bringing in northerlies potentially. Cold from the north with that one. And then go through to week 4. And this looks very interesting. This is 7th to the 13th of December. By then, we're trying to raise the heights to the south. So that's trying to pull milder air up from the south. But we still have this ridge out to the north and northwest, trying to maintain like a cold northerly. Now, in between, you will probably get a divergence line setting up between the mild air to the south and the cold air to the north. You may get weather fronts setting up and possibly even areas of low pressure. And of course, these are the kind of scenarios that can produce quite a lot of snow as you have the air masses battling it out with the mild air and the cold air battling with one another that can actually be quite a snowy scenario. So maybe, maybe we're going to get some snow in the not too distant future. Time will tell on that, of course. Right, so if you enjoyed this video, please can you click like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what you think. And tell your friends and family about GavsWeatherVids. And we're on the grind to 9k subs. So please sub, and please tell everyone you know to sub as well. And we'll get to 9k subscribers as soon as we possibly can. Right then, so that's the end of this video. It's got very dark here in GavsWeatherVids Towers. Oh dear, I've virtually been plunged into darkness, haven't I? So that's it though. Yeah, we're going to be back later on at 6 o'clock with with part 2 of the 11th winter update. That's going to be coming up around 6 o'clock. And with that one, we're looking at winters following hyperactive hurricane seasons. Very, very topical given what's going on with Iota at the moment. So you'll see whether winters are favoured to be cold after a hyperactive hurricane season, and that will be coming up for you at 6 o'clock tonight. For those of you who have sent me your weather pictures, I will feature them in tomorrow's video. I promise I will do that. But for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.